Some people are really upset about this car, the new Ford Capri, and there's a reason for it. And it's like, here's one I made earlier, and it's because of that. That's the reason people are so angry. If you're not familiar, not old enough to go, what? That's the original Ford Capri, and Ford, in their wisdom, said, let's create this Legends Never Die campaign and slap the Capri badge onto this new version. And if they just called this the Focus, people probably wouldn't have cared. Welcome to Nobby on Cars. I've just been having a coffee, reading more about the new Ford Capri on the Ford Assets website, and they have different eras of the car and what it would have looked like if they'd kept making it after 1986. And for most of it, it's imaginary, it's sketches, it's prototypes, it's, not happening. And then one day someone decided it is. And quite simply, there's two ways of looking at this car. I can review it from the perspective of, oh my God, I can't believe they have taken the name of the Capri and used it in vain. Or you can just go, right, it's another electric SUV and it's on sale now. What's it like? And I suppose, either option is possible. That's good coffee. Imagine what coffee would have looked like if they'd stopped making it in 1986 and where the world would be now. Probably more tired. Is it a tired design then? Well, when you look at the rear quarter, as we've discussed many times in this channel, there's a Bang of Polestar 2 off it. Quickly sweeps around into the Capri letters. As you can see here, someone has already had to rub a charging cable along the back of the car and mark it to try and get up close to the charging point, which is around here. So that's not good. Some of the stats then: 286 brake horsepower, single motor. There's a dual motor with 340. A battery in the 80 kilowatt hour threshold, a range of somewhere between 5 and 600 kilometers, and a claimed range at least. And yeah, I think that actually looks all right. It's not the worst. I think for the most part it has a kind of a cute looking nose. I like the black strip. It definitely needs a brighter colour. I've seen this car in that dark grey that frequents so many Irish supermarket car parks, and it's just boring. And a Capri is gonna need either that really flashy blue or this yellow. Headlights have these cool kind of 4 chunks of light inside. They're flickering there because of the frame rate on the camera. It's not actually how they look. Nice big indent of Capri on the front as well. And in case you haven't heard, this is an alliance with Volkswagen. So this car is essentially an ID4, an ID5, a Skoda Enyaq, a Cooper Tavascan, and many other similar related models with the same platform underneath. Very little wrong with the boot. 572 litres of boot space, a 4-way foldable boot floor, 17-litre mega console beneath the front armrest. I'll show you that very soon. And it has a towing capacity of 1,200 kilos, higher on the all-wheel drive version of the car. And then there's little cool things here that you don't get from a VW, not in their cars, maybe in some Skodas. So a little bucket here for your Type 2 charging cable, because there isn't a frunk, and your cables, which nearly match the colour of the car, can go underneath this raisable boot floor. And the parcel load cover is flexible, and it makes a very loud Ford noise, which is belonging to them, not VW, to let you know that the boot is closing. Rear wheel single motor versions get 135 kilowatt DC charging. It's quite a bit higher, 170 plus on the all-wheel drive version. Charging port accessed on this side, driver's side of the car, on right-hand drive vehicles. And yes, it does mean sometimes pulling in to those ESB chargers, it's quite a struggle. That's a heavy cable. It doesn't like bending. They're not long enough. And if there's someone on the other side beside you, it's a very problematic car to actually charge. See this little swooshy window curve thing? That's the bit that's meant to be a nod to the original. Let me know if you think it's a nod to the original. I'm here to ask you with the comments down below, does the rear of the Capri deserve hate, or is the design again kind of unique, which is hard to do on so many cars that look the same these days? Maybe this is the size that people will really go crazy over. So it's definitely Polestar 2 here, that's been discussed. This is the swoosh thing that's meant to make you think of the original car. From here to here, it could be absolutely anything. And then there's this bit, which does actually look unique and different and looks like a Capri. This Capri. The rear of the Capri is just fine. There's lots of nice materials. There's a flat floor. You'll fit everybody in who needs to fit in. That's up to 3 people. There's no flashy yellow seatbelts, which maybe you might expect. There's an armrest, which you probably would expect. And there is a glass roof, which allows some light to flood in. It is very dark, though, and unremarkable. They also throw in 2 USB-C charging ports and some air vents. There is loads of space over your head, though, even with the coupe design and the glass roof, so job well done in the back. There's 1 or 2 less things for holding devices in the back of these seats. You also sit quite high on this bench. I mean, I am sitting in the middle part, fair enough, but you still sit quite high compared to the front of the car, so you're sort of looking down on the drivers, which is exactly what you'd be doing in a 2-door coupe. I actually think it's quite a nice interior. There's nice patterns on the seats, just give you a nice kind of quilted look. Very nice padding on the armrest, which, let's be honest, that's where a lot of your arm time will be spent. This little piece on the steering wheel here, that's meant to be a nod to the original Capri, which again, some people are massively triggered by. It's not even metal. And down here there's a bit more storage, and there is a glass hammer for breaking glass if you ever get stuck, which hopefully, obviously, you won't. This is the clever bit. So this is the mega box. Basically, you can push this up, little button. You can lock away things down here when you're not in the car. There's some USB-C charging points. And you can angle whatever way you want. In terms of the safety stuff, you want to turn off the beeps, driver assistance. It's just here. So you get a speed warning that you can turn off. As you can see there, the system can be a little bit laggy sometimes. Good reversing camera. Go in here and get your charging ready. You can also use the optimizer to get it to the fastest possible charging speed. The shortcuts for the auto functions are always here. And I like this. So this is where your coffee cup goes, obviously, but they've put little rubber rings in here just to raise the height of your coffee cup, because if you're using maybe a flat white cup or whatever, it still pops up over the top like that. This version has a B&O soundbar that goes right across the front. A lot of the screen is familiar from VW stuff because we've seen it before. And Ford have had to take the VW haptic buttons on the steering wheel. They probably didn't want to. They probably just didn't have a choice in the matter. But I like the grey, the light kind of cream. I like the black mixes, some of the different textures and fabrics used. I think it's all right. 286 brake horsepower. It's never going to feel slow. Going to the rear, in this case, 18 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, about what you'd expect from other cars sharing the same platform. Nothing unusual there. The steering in the car is quite light. I've just dropped back the Cooper Tavascan, same car essentially, much better steering, much more weight to it. There's progressive steering on that, and this just feels very, very light at times, and it helps you kind of misjudge how severe you need to steer the car, because it's a large car, it's a heavy car, but the steering is just very light for what it is. There's a good bit of tire noise off it, so bigger tires, less range. I know they look better, but just bear that in mind. Insulation in general, though, feels okay, but at the same time, there's a good bit of tire noise. Put the boot down, and you are pushed into the back of your seat, so there's loads and loads of straight line performance. The brakes are a little bit vague, again, much like everything else in the Volkswagen group, until you really press the pedal, and then you get a nice bite But there are drums on the rear as well, and it's spongy. You'd like it to bite a bit more. It's also missing, the smell of petrol, petrol fumes, engine noise, low down coupe like seating position. I mean, it's actually not a bad seating position. You can kind of squat down, relatively speaking, for an SUV. Flick it to a roundabout, a bit too much power, and everything starts falling. Because it's like, oh, you want to go this way? Right. Is it something you're going to get up early on a Sunday morning to take across the mountains? Probably not. But if you get a Capri, or an Explorer for that matter, just knowing that it is another offering in the electric SUV space, then there's nothing really wrong with it. The charging speed, yeah, that's a little bit low for the single motor version in particular. I'm sure a lot of people buying one will be charging it at home, so the charging speed is actually irrelevant. But for people who want to do cross country or use this as a fleet car, then it probably is a bit lacking in terms of charging speed. 95% state of charge and 534 kilometers on the range nonetheless. Oddly, there's the 77 and 79 kilowatt hour offering, so there's very little gap between the two battery sizes. It's a little bit strange. But if you even were to get, high 400s, it's 14 degrees, that would be good, I think, for a lot of people. Who's driving more than that without stopping? Let's push into a corner and accelerate it. Oh, Jesus. Traction light's coming on. So, I mean, in that sense, it's twitchy, like a Capri was, maybe. Now, at the motorway end of things, there is a bit of noise over the windscreen. Don't think it's any worse than other vehicles, but it's noticeable. Not as well insulated as the Tesla Model Y, which is the same price for the entry version of that as well. And that charges faster. I don't know which is more polarizing at the moment, actually driving a Tesla or owning a Ford Capri. The other thing, of course, is there's the ID4. That is now the best-selling fleet car in the country of any fuel type. And you'd probably just get one of them. I mean, it's not like if the name really means something to you, you're going to want one of these anyway. For people that are genuinely that distraught over the Capri thing, they also have the Explorer, which is the same car in many, many ways. It just looks slightly different at the front, the side, and the rear. Everything else, the 286, the motor, the interior, all the same. Maybe that spoke thing on the steering wheel isn't there. Life would probably be easier just buying one of them, because you wouldn't have to explain to some people that this is a Ford Capri. That's the best way I can look at it. Name aside, as I've said in my previous video, it's actually fine. It's unremarkable to drive. It's not bad energy efficiency wise. But yeah, there's other things out there. And life's too short. And if that 5-letter name is going to keep you up at night, just buy something else. Thanks for watching.